which this guy is probably the best in the whole league at right now. Hello and welcome to Blue Jays Today, where we always have something to say about the Blue Jays. I'm your host, Nicholas Playlog.
And I'm your host, Adam Peddle, and today we're going to be breaking down the top 5 first basemen in the MLB going into the 2021 season. Before we get into that, make sure to hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell so you can get all of the updates on when we're posting podcasts on the YouTube channel. And also to make sure to pay us on Patreon because we need money.
Yep, and shout out to our second now Patreon member. We got the name in popping up right now, but Cody Mayo. Shout out to you, my friend. Thank you very much for becoming part of the community.
Yes, thank you, Cody. And Cody actually proposed to us, a little message, and that's what we agreed to. We've been saying we would read the messages out loud, and he messaged us on Patreon. He said, "Love the podcast. We need pitching in free agency. Vladdy embarrassed himself at first all season. He deserves to play third next season after all of his weight loss and hard work." It's still up in the air. I think it all depends on who we end up getting in this offseason. If we end up getting anyone to play third base or first base, Vladdy, I hope, can go back to third just to add more versatile, to his game, more versatility.
Yeah, for sure. And honestly, good point, Cody. You kind of, little spoiler alert, Vladdy will not be on our top 5 first basemen coming into 2021. But yeah, Cody, thanks a lot, man. Yeah. It's great to have you. So this is going to be the first of many videos coming down and breaking down our top 5. We're going to be working our way around the diamond and coming into the 2021 season. What better place to start than first base?
Yeah.
So what do you got, man? Like, do we want to start backwards? Do we want to start at 5 and work our way to 1?
We got to tease the people out there.
I agree.
Number 1? I agree. They might know.
I agree. And there was a lot of honorable mentions here, but let's just break into this and go with Number 5.
Number 5, we have the polar bear, Pete Alonso.
Pete Alonso,
his career of his very short young season of 2 seasons is 252 average, 350 on base, and a 559 slugging. And this guy, he did have a bit of a drop off last year, but I think the fact that he still mashed 16 home runs shows that he's got incredible power.
Well, obviously, and that is his appeal. That's what sets him apart from the crowd. Pete Alonso strikes out a lot, but he mashed 53 home runs in his rookie year and then won Rookie of the Year because of it. And we're only one season, and when I say one season, it's literally we're only 60 games removed from that happening.
Yeah.
And in those 60 games, he still mashed 16 home runs, which I'm not sure what that puts him on pace for, but it's got to be over 40.
Well, here's his rate, his home run or his at-bat per home run rate. So how many at-bats is he hitting, or how many at-bats is he getting before he hits a home run? And it's 11.6 right now. Okay. 11.6 at-bats for every home run.
So what is a typical, like a typical season, I'd say, is anywhere from like if you're healthy the whole year, like 550 to 650 at bats. Let's say that he gets like 580 at bats in a whole year,
right.
And you said
11.66.
11.66. So that means he's averaging 50 home runs a year, like through his young career.
Yeah,
that earns him on the list, even if his average isn't the best, and he is coming off of a down year.
He's not an average guy. He's a just mash it. And he's a part of that great Mets lineup that hit for first overall in batting average last year. So he doesn't have to be the batting average guy. He can just drive in the long balls.
Completely agree. And that is why he earned his spot at number 5. Let's go to number 4. And we got Luke Voit. Luke Voit, man. Luke Voit is such an interesting story because it gives me hope for Vladdy. It gives me hope for Vladdy. It's very similar. It's like Luke Voit always had a lot of pedigree. He was being talked about as, like this guy could be really great. And then he went into the offseason this past offseason, and he dropped like 20, 30 pounds or so.
Yeah,
and
you could tell just by looking at him.
Just by looking at him,
his body.
He looked trim. He looked fit. He looked like he was ready to mash.
Oh, yeah.
And he certainly did last year with an average of 277, an on-base percentage of 338, and a slugging of 610.
And don't forget, he led the league in home runs, hitting 22.
Yeah.
Yeah, shortened season and whatnot, but still, if in any other season, if you're going into, the All-Star break, leading the league in home runs, you're going to get some eyes, like Pete Alonso, for example. Luke's only 4 seasons deep, and he's 29 years old. So, if you look at other players around the league who are around like 33 years old, not going to mention them just yet because they're coming up later, maybe. But they've played about 7 seasons. So Luke Voit is now entering his, prime as a first baseman.
I agree.
And I think he's going to be a great piece. Well, in that Yankees lineup.
and coming into, and that's the caveat here. We're coming into 2021. Yes, over the course of his career, have there been other guys that we're excluding that have been better? Potentially. Yeah. But he just broke out. And like you said, he's 29. And I truly believe that we're going to see this carry over into this coming season. And that's scary that the Yankees just acquired an RBI machine.
Where is this man? You want to hear RBI machine? His at-bats per RBI is 5.35.
Is that from just last year?
His whole career.
His whole career.
And it's, not as good as Pete Alonso, but still 14.5 home runs. Or at-bats per home run.
Yeah, not bad.
That's
not
still
bad
very good
at all. And if he's batting 277 regularly, then we had better watch out.
Yankees taking it. Number three. Number three.
Top first baseman in the league right now.
Paul Goldschmidt. Paul Goldschmidt.
Goldie.
6-time All-Star at 33 years old. Has played 10 seasons. Now, some of you may be like, well, Paul Goldschmidt, I feel like I haven't seen him. Well, Paul Goldschmidt is still producing in the last, 2 seasons, 2019 and 2020. Just throw out a couple numbers. In 2020, he still hit 304 with a 417 on-base percentage. And in 2019, 97 runs, 97 RBIs, 34 home runs. He's just doing less than what he did in Arizona, but he's still doing it good. This man literally has a career 293 average, 392 on base percentage, and a 522 slugging. He's still good, guys.
Yeah, no, he is still good, and you got a sense that maybe it was his time, maybe it was drop off time. But I mean that's not really the case. There's been no indication that he is any less elite than he was per se. And Paul Goldschmidt has he's been pretty good defensively. And he still, he only had 6 home runs last year, but you know what?
Last year was a down year, and you know what? I wouldn't be shocked. Well, I'd be a little bit disappointed if he just started to decline. Like this was now the beginning of a decline. However, I also would not be very surprised at all if he hit another 100 RBIs next season in a full season.
Yeah, exactly. And I didn't want to exclude him off this list just because maybe next year will be the year that we see a significant regression because we need to show a little bit of respect for the fact that this man has been producing for a long time in his career.
Yeah.
Someone else who's been producing for a long time in their career and who we
super underrated.
Super duper underrated. I don't know if he's going to be underrated anymore.
No.
After I think finally the league came around. And the second guy out of our top 5 first basemen in the league right now, that man is Jose Abreu, the heart and the soul right now of the Chicago White Sox.
Yes. He is literally their core piece. He's their core monster. Because this man, I could throw out his career numbers, but there's other numbers I know that are really, really eye-popping. And he's got a 294 average, 350 on base, 520 slugging. But the really eye-popping one, not including 2020, he, out of 6 seasons, out of the 5 of them, have hit over 100 RBIs. And that one season he didn't hit over 100 RBIs, he was injured.
And he still hit like 70 something.
Still. And this season he hit what, 60?
Yeah,
and he led the league.
He led the league. And actually consider that. That means that every game you can expect an RBI from Jose Abreu.
Yeah.
That's really, really, really good.
He's got his at bat per RBI 5.64.
Wow.
So basically every game.
Yeah.
Basically, if he's batting on top of the lineup, he might get 4 to 5 at bats.
Yeah, and it's crazy. I was looking at his career numbers, and I feel like Jose Abreu isn't talked about enough.
No,
He's just,
I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't get it. Like, this guy is arguably he's led the league in RBIs 2 seasons in a row now.
Yeah.
And he's always been good at that his whole career. Like, it seems like he is such a clutch guy. When anyone is in scoring position, Jose Abreu knows how to get him in.
Yeah.
And that's not luck. That's a skill.
Yeah.
Which this guy is probably the best in the whole league at right now.
Yeah.
And we need to talk about him more. We got to talk about him more. And I'm so happy that he won an MVP and is getting the respect that he deserves now.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, if he's underrated, like where was he being taken in fantasy baseball?
Oh, in fantasy baseball, after he came off of the year where he led the league in RBIs with, I think it was 129, he was getting taken. I think I scooped him up in the 7th, 8th round.
Yeah, like it was so late. It's like this guy's a gem, way late. That's being so underrated, and people need to stop doing that. I would take him in the top 3 at least. You might even keep him next year.
Yeah, I'll have him on my team. The way that we structure it, we get 3 keepers each, and I don't see how I can possibly let go of the MVP who got 60 RBIs, 19 home runs on the Chicago White Sox lineup.
Not happening.
I just don't think I can.
I love that man. He's good at baseball, but we have another man at the top spot. He is our number 1 first baseman coming into 2021 season. He also won an MVP last year, and that man is Freddie Freeman, 4-time All-Star at 31 years old, has played 11 seasons. So this man's been around for a while.
He's been around for a minute.
And he's been doing it consistently.
Yeah. He's really never been bad. He's really never been bad at all.
Never. Like he, again, similar. Oh, that's a blind that fell. We duct tape it to the wall or to the top part because it's broken. But yes, so career wise, he's a 295 hitter, 383 on base percentage, and a 509 slugging. This guy is unreal. And I said in the last podcast, a man who I like to watch take his at bats is Michael Brantley. Very similarly is Freddie Freeman. His at-bats are unreal. He's got a great approach, and he can hit almost anything.
Yeah,
and that's incredible.
And, I know that Atlanta lineup is crazy right now, but a big part of the craziness is him. And when you come off of a year where you have 51 runs scored, 13 home runs, and 53 RBIs, that's just across the board to me. Like, there's no facet in your game right now that's not good. You are the epitome of versatility, and you can do anything. You can be clutch. You can score that run. And he's really,
you can't
really,
replace a guy like that.
No. He's really, really, really good. The way that I look at this list is, I think that there is a tier 1, and that is Freddie Freeman and Jose Abreu, and then I see a drop off, and I see the other guys who are like Paul Goldschmidt has been very good, but not at the level of these guys in his past 2 years necessarily, and whatnot. But yeah, like Freddie Freeman is just so good. Solid. So solid.
I should have took him in that fantasy trade. And my brother Andrew,
I do think you should have done that. Yes.
He was offering me Freddie Freeman. This was before he started going crazy in the last month. But he was offering me Freddie Freeman for Cody Bellinger. And I wanted to keep Cody Bellinger. I was waiting for him to come back around. He never did. And now I'm afraid he'll still have first base eligibility, but still I'm just afraid whatever. I got Manny Machado and one other guy, I think. Yeah,
but
I'll keep them.
But Freddie, for now, for sure, do not sleep on Freddie Freeman.
Never sleep on that.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. He is, and will continue to be elite. And I'm glad that he got the respect he deserved with the MVP.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's it, guys. Those are our top 5 first basemen coming into 2021. What do you guys think about our top 5? Do you guys agree with this list? Is there anyone who you'd add in there? Oh, honorable mentions.
Right.
Definitely. Here are a few names. We got Max Muncy, Anthony Rizzo, Matt Olson, Josh Bell, and Carlos Santana.
Yeah.
And, do you guys think they could crack the top 5?
I'd be interested to see if any of you guys think that where we would be replacing Anthony Rizzo for us was very close, and we were kind of going back and forth between him and Alonso. Inevitably, the home runs won out with Alonso, but let us know in the comments down below. You can also make sure to check us out on Spotify, Breaker, Anchor, Radio Public, and Google Podcasts. Also, of course, Patreon, and subscribe to the channel. And Instagram is always popping off. We will actually be answering a question that Cody, our second Patreon member, asked us on there. And if you guys become a Patreon member and want to ask us a question that we like, we will answer it on Instagram for you guys.
Absolutely.
And we'll be doing that later today.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much for watching today.
And go Jays, go.